edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port, and today it is the Barnes, Tony, and Domac show. How you fellas doing here on a Tuesday?
I'm doing great today, dude. Kick out your headphone jack. That's totally fine, Brian. It happens, but I'm doing great. One hockey game to cover, dude. Oh, come on, dude.
You were around.
I mean, I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, somewhat.
No, you're not happy about it.
No, it seems spotty for a second, but we're good.
Okay, you're good. You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, all under control.
All under control. Let's go, bud. Big day.
Big day, and Tony pulling the triple header today, huh?
Yeah, that's right, buddy.
But yeah, of course, Sports for
Binge buddies.
and then the Bonanza,
Of course,
7
dude.
Eastern. Some Madden rematches in the cards.
I'm hyped for Madden, dude.
Yeah,
We got to go Super Bowl matchup.
obviously, I was already thinking about that this morning. Let's tell you to sit down. How's it going, Domek?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. It's Tuesday. So.
Yeah, and we didn't get to have you on yesterday, so I have to hear like what your thoughts were. Championship Sunday.
I really wanted the Ravens to win. I'm very disappointed that Lamar
So did Tony.
decided to just not show up, I
Yeah.
feel like. And I was really pulling for the Lions, and Dan Campbell hates field goals.
I mean,
Doesn't
pretty
like
bad.
them.
I
Doesn't
was,
want 'em.
I was saying yesterday. I mean, listen, like people don't like to like crucify anybody anymore, but I don't know how you could not. Like it's like at the end of the day, he blew it. Lions aren't in that position
Mhm.
much. I don't know. Isn't that a scenario where you win that game like 90% of the time at least?
I
If
mean,
you
yeah.
do the right things.
You
like,
add the 2 field goals, they did win.
yeah.
Like
It
it wasn't even like a debate of like, oh, if he hit both of them, then it's still a tie game. Like, no, if they took both field goals, they would be up 3 at the end of the game.
Yeah. It almost, even though like the deficit was less, it almost reminded me of the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Literally. Like it just like, what are you doing? But then also, I mean, I think equally debatable of stupidity is the Ravens abandoning the run though as well. Like that is, I think, just as bad. I don't understand that.
Watching them play and just seeing like just in the second half just how bad it was. I was stunned. The Chiefs didn't even score in the second half.
No.
So like how do you not I don't know. I just don't see how that happens, how you play well the entire season. And then the one game where like Lamar really needs to step up and everyone's been saying, I feel like since week 18 that, when Lamar comes into the playoffs, he's not playing that well, this and that. He needs to get over the hump. And this is the game. And I feel like out of all Chiefs team, this is the Chiefs team that, you have the best odds against. And if you can't get it done against this team, like I don't see you getting it done against the Bengals next year when they come back. Like I don't see how they get over this hump now.
Yeah. And you think about it, and I was mentioning this yesterday, he came into the league, same draft class as Mahomes. He's always going to have to go against him. And I feel like after seeing that game, and yes, you could definitely blame it on the game plan there, not, running the ball enough. But it's like, I just don't ever see him like going head to head with Mahomes and out throwing him. It just, I don't know. Like, and can you really, at this point in his career, can you really grow that much as a pocket passer? Like, can he really make that transition? Because that's what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to be able to.
Yeah. So that's why, I kind of had this feeling, all along with them. And of course, it comes to fruition.
Of course, Brian.
How do you feel a day later, Tony, after a day of reflection, Kelsey, another Super Bowl?
I think a little more angry, honestly, because people were talking about it, and that it's like the Ravens. Like Domac said, if you were ever going to beat a Chiefs team, this would be the team. And your defense showed up, and your biggest player just decided to not play like he's been playing all season. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. When I can't remember the last time Lamar actually threw like an interception that like cost him the game.
Yeah, but also, how about this though? Now think about this for a second though. When was the last time he threw for 300 yards against a good defense?
No, yeah, I understand that, but still, I mean, like you were there. The Ravens were there.
Right.
Like they almost had it. And on top of that, if you had a different strategy, you could argue that the game could have went very favorably in your favor at that point.
Yeah.
So like that, I guess, lack of preparation or a lack of just vision from the Ravens coaching staff is like what a wasted opportunity for them.
More likely to get another opportunity.
Isaiah Likely,
Ravens or Lions next 5 years.
Next 5 years.
Yeah.
I think the Lions.
I think the Ravens, dude. I don't know.
Huh. I think the Lions.
How?
Yeah, the Bengals weren't even in the picture this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I guess you're not
He's
wrong,
coming
but
back.
still,
and then Justin Herbert with John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's gonna come into play. You would
Harbaugh
think.
versus Harbaugh.
At least
No,
once.
I'm sure it will. But again, I just think at this point, I don't know. I mean, Jared Goff, I think the jury's still out for him, at least on me. Just because, he had a great season this year, but I don't know. I feel like he's been less than satisfactory there. And then we'll see how Dan Campbell can adjust. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting because Dan Campbell,
that's true.
he's riding a heavy high right now. And I don't know. I mean, we can see if he can get out of his own way in the upcoming seasons,
But I do think just from a strictly passing perspective, Goff is a better passer than Lamar, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's more accurate. He's more of a pocket passer,
Yeah.
too. I mean, he steps up and he slings it. For sure. And that was another thing that pissed me off too. Lamar, I feel like was just holding on to the ball for so long.
Yeah.
Just for some plays, and it's like, dude, come on.
And obviously the touchdown to Flowers looked great, but what else looked great? We were waiting for it, and it didn't happen. But yeah, I think Goff will have an opportunity. I mean, it just all comes down to at the end of the day. Think about both of these teams. They both were at the top of the league in rushing. So for their quarterbacks to be successful, they got to do that again. And it's just, every year to count on that, the offensive line being healthy. And I saw something which I was very surprised at. And maybe it was just more of a motivational tool. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I guess Dan Campbell after the game told
I didn't
the
like when he
team
said
that this might have been our only chance. Like,
wait, what? Really?
Yeah. I thought it was a fake article when I first saw it.
I didn't like that at all.
And you think this guy's gonna go to the Super Bowl now?
Like after your team loses one game before the Super Bowl, and he walks in and he's like, "Yeah, so
This is it.
This is it. Like we're not coming back.
Gave it our best shot, guys. We're never gonna be here again.
Like
You
pack
blew
it up."
it, or wait, I blew it.
What a great coach. Yeah, that's awesome. That's not good, dude.
So I don't know. I always thought he was a little bit of a wacko. I mean, obviously,
I mean, he is a wacko.
day
but-
one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting because you look at it at both sides. Obviously, when he came in, 3-win team, and they were this close. But is he going to take you over the edge? That's the next thing you got to think of now that you're back to prominence. So going to be interesting.
Yes. We will see, dude.
And obviously, we'll talk about it more as we get closer. But what are your initial thoughts about the Super Bowl matchup? Obviously, we saw it 4 years ago. You think another classic in the making, or
honestly, because of the talent on both sides, I think it is going to be a close game. I mean, I don't like the Niners because as an Eagles fan, beating them in the playoffs last year, and then they talked all year about, if we're healthy, we would win, and then they were healthy and they spanked us. So I really don't like the Niners, but I also don't like the Chiefs because they beat us last year as well. So I don't like either team, but I have a stronger hatred towards the Niners, so I want the Chiefs to win. But I want them to blow them out too, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah. I think a lot of offense, and it's going to be fun to watch.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of comments, Tony. What do we got here?
All right, let's get to a few of them. What do you say, dude? We have Matthew Gabriel, 45 minutes before the show started. He has rev it up, dude.
Jack's like Michael Buckta.
Rev it up, he says. Then Josh Greenhouse saying, let's go. He says, what's up, family? Let's have a day. Hashtag Company Jace, hashtag the sports board, hashtag DTV.
Josh
and then Matthew Gabriel saying, Josh, what up, bro? JB saying, Matty G, what up, bro, dude? And Marco in the house says, hey, what's up, Marco? Bernie also says, let's go.
Bernie.
Morning, boys. Have a great show. Kev, go kick rocks. Oh, baby. He says, 1v1 Madden, dude. That is right.
Yes.
JB, big day today. Triple shows. Matthew Gabriel, Ravens totally blew it, dude. Shot themselves in the foot over and over, he says. And then Matthew Gabriel, I keep going back to the Zay Flowers taunting. That was brutal. How the hell do you do that in that spot? Also, yeah, I mean, the penalties that they occurred, too, are just not smart at all, dude. Like, brutal. You got to keep your composure.
Like the one on Mahomes where he just literally smacks him in the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, dude?
That's bad.
Matthew Gabriel, so stupid. Josh B saying you have to act like you've been there before. Obviously, we know the Ravens haven't. Chiefs have. Matthew Gabriel also says if you're going to reach out with the ball across the plane like that, you better hold on to it with your life.
Yeah.
Totally blew it. Mr. Flowers. He says Lions, Jets next Super Bowl. You heard it here first, he says. Bet the mortgage. Josh B says not the mortgage. And then Matthew says rooting for the Niners this time around. And he doubles down on the entire mortgage.
The one, the only Matthew Gabriel.
No one like him.
But yeah, so good to hear from everybody. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different things today. Let's get started in a place we haven't gone too much recently. Let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So a fairly active day yesterday for baseball. Any other year or 10 years ago anyway, you would say it was a nothing burger. But the way things are going these days, you get that many moves in a day. It's active. So the Mariners and the Twins agreeing on a 5-player trade. You got Jorge Polanco, second baseman, going to the Mariners in exchange for outfield prospect Gabriel Gonzalez, reliever Justin Tapa, starter Anthony DeSclafani, who they had just acquired from the Giants in the Robbie Ray deal, and Darren Bowen. So, of course, Polanco, the headliner here, giving Seattle, some more offense. And you look back a couple years ago, did hit 33 home runs, struggled the last 2 seasons compared to those numbers, but an opportunity to give that lineup some punch. And DeSclafani, has had decent seasons with Cincinnati in the past and San Francisco, but struggled last year, ERA approaching 5. I think the whole thought is here from Minnesota that they get, some better production out of him. And they've been able to revitalize pitchers before. And, of course, where they play Target Field, a pitcher's ballpark. Do you guys think this does much for either team here? Or, what do you think? Polanco, former All-Star.
Yeah, I like it. You look at his numbers. He's been in the league long enough, that's for sure.
30
Probably
years old.
10 years. Yeah, he's 30 years old. I would imagine you can squeeze some juice out of him. He still plays defensively pretty well. So you like to see that. And then in terms of Anthony DeSclafani, I would imagine some sort of bounce back season from him, right? Because we've seen him have some pretty lights out stuff. So I think great moves by both teams.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think Polanco will definitely be a good piece. And I feel like for them to make a deep playoff push, that'll definitely be a little bit of help. I don't know if that's a piece that'll necessarily make me say, they're going to get over the hump and make it all the way. But I feel like for both teams, it's definitely, I feel like it's more of an even trade because I feel like all the pieces they're giving up, like if they end up getting better over time, then I feel like it'll definitely be more of an even trade. Like, I don't think it's like a landslide, but.
Yeah, and it really just is dependent on a couple guys bouncing back. Obviously, DeSclafani and Polanco. And you look at it, 2021, 31 starts. DeSclafani had a 3.17.
It's great.
But in 23 starts the last 2 years, ERA over 5. So what version of him are you going to get? I think that's very important. And I think Seattle, too, has kind of lacked, some punch on offense, but, behind Rodriguez. So, if you could get, somewhere in between what Polanco did the last 2 years and then, the 2020 season or 2019 season, then I think that it could be a big impact, but it matters, how he does this year.
Yeah. And I guess we'll see, but I like DeSclafani.
Yeah. I think
actually.
it's, you could see him, bouncing back and just seems like Minnesota kind of pressures off situation. So that was the big trade yesterday. Former Yankee Aaron Hicks joining the Angels.
Oh boy,
minimum deal.
Stop the
Yankees
presses.
still owe him $19 million.
19.
Aaron Hicks, one of your least favorite Yankees of all time.
Yes and no, just because when he was playing well,
No, I did used to really like him.
it was a
I'm not
lot
gonna
of
lie.
fun.
Yeah,
but
2018.
when he was bad, it was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And it got me even more mad when he went to Baltimore and he like kind of played all right.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he was like purposely tanking.
Yeah, like it was very annoying to watch.
You know, and I think the pinnacle for him was that catch he had. I think it was in Minnesota where they won the game 13-11, bases loaded. The catch was unbelievable.
That catch was insane.
Yeah, like we did like this like whole catch review, me and Tony, and I thought it was honestly more impressive than Willie Mays' catch. Honestly,
Really?
when we did the comparison, pretty impressive stuff, Tony. The full
It
layout.
was, yeah. Good catch. I mean, we can talk about that one play forever, I guess.
Funnier
Silly.
funnier that take or the article saying that he's not expected to take center field away from Trout.
Like that, like the writer had to have a big smile on his face when he wrote that, like without a doubt. Come on, dude.
Oh man, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I almost like it is. I know technically we compete with them because they're American League. I almost feel bad for the Angels. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
like
me
I
too,
want to
dude,
see
of
like we
course.
used to play them in the playoffs. Like I want to see
Yeah.
that, especially Trout. It'd be nice to see him in the playoffs, but it seems like again, I mean, what they've done this offseason doesn't exactly pop out like they're going to be anywhere close to the playoffs.
No, they're probably gonna be further away. They don't have Otani anymore. So
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
how you couldn't build a team around those two.
No, I don't know.
Like
I
you were
don't know.
given an ace and a phenomenal hitter and a generational hitter in Trout. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's those three pieces and two players, and you can't build a little more around it. Just even make a playoff run.
Yeah.
I know it is kind of crazy.
I mean, I do think roster construction has to be a big part of it.
I guess, yeah.
But there must be also just like some clubhouse issues too, you would think.
How, like, what clubhouse issues though?
Just in terms of like a winning culture, because you've had long losing streaks the last few seasons, so clearly that must have something to do with it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at some team stats here. Where are we? Here we go. 23. Anthony Rendon, dude, played only 43 games this past season.
Oh yeah,
That's not good.
I mean, injuries did definitely
Yeah.
help them, but
It's like the kiss of death every time they give
Yeah.
somebody a big deal. It just
I
doesn't
know.
work out.
Brennan Drury.
And even for what you thought was like obviously one of the best deals you can make in Mike Trout, that's been bad just because of how many games he's missed.
yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he can bounce back, but I don't know. It's tough for me to think that he could play more than like 110, 120 games.
If you're running the team, are you gonna would you dump everything and just restart?
You have to at this point.
But I
mean,
think
yeah, it's been like 10
he
years
has a
now
no
with
trade.
Trout.
He's so like, I think he's kind of soft. You know what I mean? He just
Yeah.
like wants to hide in the OC. It doesn't care about winning. I don't know. It's like he's just comfortable with his life. I mean, kind of
Think
weird.
about Trout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no desire
I know.
to win a title.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not want to get out of here? I mean, dude. I mean, everyone on the team sucks. Look at their bullpen in their rotation, dude. I mean, it's not good.
No, it's not. It's not.
Aaron Loop with a 6.10 ERA last season.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that definitely is tough. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do this year. Something that came in under the radar, I didn't notice this last night. And I think, unfortunately, because they are a division rival, but it is a good move for them. Blue Jays, Justin Turner, 1 year, $13 million.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Wow. 1 year deal. Good
Yeah.
for him.
Last year, 276, 23 home runs, 96 RBIs. He is getting up there. He's going to turn 40 later this year. But that's pretty good production and just another bat to add to that lineup.
Yeah, that's great.
And you would imagine, I guess he's going to step in for Matt Chapman. But obviously, you lose a lot on defense, of course. there.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true. Chapman's still a free
Yeah,
agent.
they're talking about maybe the Yankees. I don't think so, though.
He should come back
Oh,
just
at
for a
first-
clubhouse piece.
Really?
Fans would
dude?
love
That would
him.
be kind of
Players would
interesting,
love him.
Oh, no. Well, no, Matt Chapman.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
What'd you
I
say?
don't think
I was thinking of someone else. I don't know why.
The oldest Chapman?
No.
Oh, I thought that's who you were thinking of too. But yeah, I just think he just like sucks offensively, right? Like, I mean, like,
Sorry. Oh, Matt Chapman
yeah.
now.
Like,
Okay,
even
yes.
if it was a 1 year deal, like, would you even want him? Maybe just because of the way
Maybe,
things
dude.
are,
Sure.
but you would obviously be questioning, how well he's actually going to.
Oh yeah,
play.
definitely. But I feel like the Yankees could use like an extra first baseman guy. No.
Well, he's a third baseman. I don't know. Maybe he could still play first. And then you're concerned about LeMahieu, of course. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I you know what it is? I just feel like he's such a weak hitter now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want another. I'd rather have someone with no power that's going to hit 290 than have him come in there and hit 220 and hit a home run every 2 weeks. But
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how LeMahieu and Rizzo do. I guess.
yeah, but I don't know. We talked about it before, but DJ, I'm almost annoyed that they're planning on leading him off, honestly.
They're definitely going to lead him off.
But come on,
Definitely
we're going to
lead him
look
off.
at the numbers 3 weeks in. He's
Yeah.
going to be hitting 210. It's going to happen. I mean, Tony, any case where you see him like bouncing back to where they need him to be, especially as a leadoff hitter?
As a leadoff hitter, I don't think so. At least not in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Boone loves him.
Maybe
Clearly.
that could be a potential trade piece for the Mets, no?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I guess. I mean, we don't really need a first baseman.
Well,
I guess you can throw him anywhere.
Second base.
Yeah.
Third base.
DH. That'd be kind of nice, I guess. I mean, when you really look at it, I mean, I guess his numbers. I know obviously he's been on the decline for quite a couple of seasons now, but
Yeah.
I mean, batted 243 last year. That's not like the worst I've seen.
That's almost Thaddeus Young.
Yeah.
No, believe me, I've been like, man, I wish we didn't still have this contract. And is it 2 more years total, or is it 2 more years after this year? Do you think?
Signed through 2026. It says 6 years, 90 million.
So 25. Yeah, 2
So
more years
2
after
more
this
years.
year.
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, they'll be hard pressed to play that one out.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully they can. But
Wow, dude.
geez.
He's making a lot of money, that guy.
Yeah. Well, you know what's just annoying about that? We wouldn't even still have him under contract, but the whole reason that contract was a 6-year deal is because they just wanted to bring down the average annual. Like he wanted more over short term, which clearly would have been a better deal.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, what a value for 15 that he's hitting 230. Like, just that wasn't the right thing.
No.
Yankees also, I guess, claimed Matt Gage yesterday, left-handed reliever, I believe, from the Astros. Yes. So throws left. Let's see what we got here. 30 years old. Actually a Johnstown, New York, Tony native. Anything on Johnstown?
Nothing on Johnstown at the moment. Went to Siena College. I know where that is, though.
There you go. And 19 career innings in the big leagues, 1.83 ERA. So you never know.
Yeah, I guess so. Why, you have high hopes for him?
Well, I mean, anytime you have like a waiver claim, you just kind of hope for the best.
Yeah.
And just hasn't had. Yeah, but I do honestly.
Oh wow.
Feel really good though about our development, whether it's prospects or guys we bring from the outside organizations. I mean, I think Matt Blake does do a good job. I mean, I know last year the other starters had off years, but like especially with the bullpen. I mean,
everybody always had a good bullpen. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't take that for granted. You know what annoyed me, that Nerys only got $9 million and we didn't sign him.
Yeah.
See, everybody was saying,
that
he
is
wants
stupid.
3 years, $45 million.
Why wouldn't you sign him at that point?
Yeah.
Stupid.
But
But this guy, I mean, you never know, Matt. I know he's 30, and I know it's only 2 years in the majors. But hey, I mean, he did well with Toronto, and he did well with Houston too. Only 5 games. Johnstown's up there by Syracuse, by the way. He's up there.
Clay, New York.
Clay, New York.
Got to be close, you would think.
Oh, definitely, dude.
So we'll see another day closer to spring training. I think it's probably like a roughly 2 weeks from today that pitchers and catchers report, right? Because I think the first games are the last week of February.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to spring training?
No. Is it cool?
I've actually never done it.
Oh.
I've been wanting to, honestly. And it would be cool too, just because tickets aren't that expensive. You can go to like 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty awesome. Especially to see the younger guys too.
Let's make a road trip, dude.
Yeah, road trip, or just fly and save like 20 hours. I don't know. Him and Mike with the road trips.
They love
road trips, dude.
But it's I used to do it when I was a kid. We used to drive to Florida, Myrtle Beach. I can't sit in the car that long.
No way.
Like,
you gotta fly.
DC is like pushing it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You definitely gotta fly. I can't be driving that long.
I've driven that.
two maybe 3 hours.
There's just no point.
Yeah.
There literally is no point.
Because doesn't it end up being the same amount anyway?
Of time?
As paying for gas and food. And
Oh,
all
so
that?
amount of food? Oh, so amount of money?
Money?
I don't know,
Yeah.
actually. I guess it depends on the car you drive
well,
too,
especially
right?
Florida flights aren't that expensive.
They're not that expensive.
So
Can you
if-
fly out of New Haven right now?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, yeah.
Velo, probably 60. The deal,
The
Tony.
deals,
You know?
dude. The
Get a
old
slice of New
plane,
Haven
dude.
pizza while you're
Yeah,
there.
yeah. The wings falling off the plane, dude.
Jesus.
I flew from a Velo down to Myrtle Beach. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was tight, but it was nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man, I feel like there was one other thing I was going to say, but it's slipping my mind. But needless to say, I'm pumped up for baseball.
Me too, dude.
And I don't know. I'm kind of thinking. Oh, I know what I was actually going to say. Now that I think about this, when do you think Dominguez is going to come back?
I mean, I think it depends on how we do. Like if we're playing well, I think they're gonna try and like make sure he's 110%.
Yeah.
But I think if he's like right around 100%, he could play, or like there's a way we can ease him in where like he DHs or something like that until he gets fully healthy and we're not playing that well. Maybe like early June, but I think it depends on the record.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how we do
I'm really hoping
from now to
for
June.
Like, oh man, that was so exciting.
Yeah.
That short sample.
That was so fun when they all came in August.
Yeah.
And we were winning against the Astros. That was great.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
great.
sweeping them.
Highlight of the
we
year.
had the horseshoe show the last game.
Oh, yes,
get the
right,
sweep,
dude.
yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
And then I'm so excited about him. And then Austin Wells too. I'm excited about. I think he can join that long list of successful Yankee
I heard
catchers.
that there's another pitcher in the minors that they were talking about bringing up maybe sometime throughout the season that he might see some playing time.
Wait, catcher?
No, pitcher.
Pitcher.
I forgot the name of it, but I swear I thought I saw something about it. He was one of the, I think Matt Blake was talking about it, and he was like, maybe you could see some time up here. I forgot his name, but one of the higher minor league prospect pitchers. So
I forget because like we traded away so many guys. I know like Drew Thorpe was the number one.
Maybe.
Witten.
Why do I feel like maybe it's a W? It could be complete. That could be might be 100%
or
wrong.
Beater? Clayton Beater?
Chase Hampton.
Chase Hampton actually is one of the top guys.
Henry Lillane. Will Warren.
Will Warren.
Yes, Will Warren.
Will Warren.
Will
yeah,
Warren is
Will
who I was
Warren.
talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Will
Will
Warren,
Warren.
of course.
But I you just think about it though, like, and there's other guys too, but I'm just specifically excited about who we have now.
Yep.
And then you add Jones, Dominguez, and Wells, like when they're all fully established. I mean,
We got some pieces.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that for a while.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
especially like there's a lot, like they're saying Spencer Jones now they're like more higher expectations than Dominguez even.
Oh, okay.
Dominguez.
And left-handed
That's good.
too, which
There
is
you go.
kinda
Yeah,
fresh,
yeah.
you know. So anything on Acuna, Tony?
Nothing good.
Oh man.
I mean, we can look up his stats. I feel like we look up his stats so many times, and every time it's just like, oh wow, that's it.
Dominican League, maybe he's hitting 320.
I'm not spelling this right? I hate sometimes baseball reference.
Oh wow.
It's one word. Okay.
We weren't paying attention to the comments. Corey did make the Will Warren call before we did.
Oh, Instagram?
He was on YouTube actually.
Oh, really, dude?
Yeah, Kev with a late. Wow. We
Oh yeah,
actually got
Will
a ton of
Warren.
comments here.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, we have a ton. When we get to it,
Yeah.
let's get to them. Why not, dude? Kev Do in the house again saying, let's go, dude. We want the smoke. Just came up to shout you guys out. I'm under Chick-fil-A working on their boilers right now. No service down there.
Kev Do.
Hashtag Rep TC, Rep TV has Rep this. You know, he's eating lunch well today at Chick-fil-A. What do you think about Chick-fil-A, Brian?
I want to hear what you actually had to think
No,
about.
you can't
first.
just fucking ask me after I ask you. I asked you
So,
first.
What I would say, I'll preface this by saying I literally never get it.
Okay.
And I know did they open the new one in Fairfield
On
yet?
Post
or
Road,
no?
yeah, it's open.
Okay, that's open, and then I think there's one in Shelton as well.
Oh, the one in Shelton now.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know the Shelton one was getting built first. So I
Norwalk's
think
been
Norwalk
there.
has been there. Yeah, I remember that.
There's one at Mohegan as well.
Wow.
And I very rarely get it, but when I
Right.
do get it, I do like it, and I think really just because of the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Interesting.
But it's one of those things like if I never had it again, like it wouldn't be a big deal. But milkshakes are good, crispy chicken's good. That's all I got.
No, yeah, I could agree with
Waffle
that. If
fries.
I've never had it again, that's fine. Honestly, I think the waffle fries, sometimes I don't
But you
want
put
them.
them in the Chick-fil-A sauce, you're
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're great. But I
Yeah.
feel like because they're so big that they don't give you a lot of them.
fine. True.
And so you
true.
feel you kind of
They-
cheesed out of the
and
fries.
just in general, they do cheese. Like sometimes
Yeah.
you get the smaller nuggets.
Yeah.
You're like falling apart. The breading's
Yeah.
coming off.
Yeah. It's like, what, like, come on.
But
dude.
again, you have a restaurant,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these locations,
Yeah.
quality eventually suffers. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we're seeing.
But the sandwiches are good and people are nice there. I
Yeah.
will say.
Yeah.
So good for you, Kev Do, getting Chick-fil-A for lunch. He also says, yo, Birdie, kick rocks, you lousy Nets fan. Let's go. Knicks, he said. Jay Bird, hype for the road trip, road trip. And then Corey, we know, says Will Warren. And Jay Bird says, nice, Corey. You had that first, he says. And then my mother's getting here with the good morning. Good morning, Mom. She's got to be at work. I would imagine.
Yeah,
she's at work.
there we go. So we appreciate everybody who's tuned in right now. But let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's the middle break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink wide! Made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pastrnak, the silver trophy to the Golden Knights!
Right. All right. So only one game.
So
on the
ridiculous.
NHL last night. The scheduling quirks. We've talked about it. Wasn't exactly a doozy in terms of like the quality of the teams, but we did see Ottawa. I guess slight underdogs here with the upset 4-3 in overtime, coming back from a first period 3-goal deficit, the worst lead in hockey, Tony.
2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey.
You said 3 at one time.
No.
Yeah. So the Nashville curse for me continues. And just watching that game, they're up 3-0. You expect it to be smooth sailing, and I always thought Saros was pretty good, but he's having a rough year as well. I think his save percentage is under 9. So I don't know. It's one of the. It almost like, I know it's a completely different thing, but almost reminds me of like the Lions. Like, I know it was in the first period, but it also started the second. You saw the same lead, couple minutes in, same thing. I don't get like how you really blow a 3-0 lead at the end of the day. Like, it's like clearly you're not on your toes. No, like,
yeah, no, I mean you're definitely not.
You're playing too conservatively.
Yeah, at that point you're trying to play against the clock, I guess, or whatever. And you want to talk about Saros. I mean, I guess it's not his worst season. I mean, 2.94 average goals against here, 903 save percentage.
It's not his best.
Not his best.
By far.
And I mean, I feel like he's I don't know. I mean, he is a good goaltender. He's had some crazy saves. I want to say maybe 2 seasons ago, he had that crazy like 72 save night.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I think that kind of gets a little overshadowed by the fact that he's just not consistent.
Right.
So I think that's what you're kind of seeing there. And then Ottawa, I don't know. This is a classic case of just like letting a team stick around. I mean, Ottawa isn't a great team. But like I said, they have a lot of talent. Claude Giroux's a veteran player. We know what Brady Tkachuk could do.
You actually should pull up the shot. It was actually
it was sick.
Yeah,
Okay,
he had the game winner in overtime, a slap shot, I believe.
Love to see it, dude.
And I might be wrong about that because I don't know all these things just quite yet. But I think that's what it was.
Let's see, Senator.
Wow, we haven't seen this one at all, huh?
Don't lose anything.
This is a hard one, actually.
Yeah,
so
it's like you're gonna break something, dude. We're doing Senators, Predators highlights from last night. Freaking Renee causing trouble. 12 hours ago. This must be them. NHL. Skip to the end. Skip to the. This has got to be it, right?
Overtime.
Yeah, that's the overtime goal. All right, let's see it in real time here. Wow, this is not. You love to see this.
The angle too is pretty.
Third period. Where do we get third period from? What the hell? Oh, I'm flubbing it. Sorry, guys. Stand by. There it is, right here. We're gonna see the development. We're gonna see everything that goes on here. There it is. Predators. Bang. We're in here. So what do we got? Oh, where's my tab? Sorry, guys. Here it is. So I guess we have Giroux right down here. It looks like. I want to say that's him with the puck. Originally. Yep. Classic case of little tic-tac-toe bang. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was sick. But the Predators, like, what are we doing there?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't defend that? Like, that's kind of embarrassing.
Saros, you know what it was, though? Saros was had a heavy lean
to
the other direction.
And, like, what happened here? Like, I want to know, like, what – I guess this is the play here. Shot, missed pass, a cross-ice pass, and then they just never – like, even one of the Senators falls down here. You would think this guy who's in the corner has got to come back quicker. There's one guy back here.
Yeah.
They got to talk defensively. He just gets beat and then no one covers that guy, dude.
Yeah. No, they had opportunities.
Yeah, that's fucked up, dude. Senators kind of blew it on that play right there.
think-
That should not have happened.
I mean, there's still over 500 chance of the playoffs, but you think Trotz blows it up?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Predators are right now just a mid team.
Yeah.
So I don't know about blowing it up, but he definitely needs to figure out how to add different pieces.
Yeah.
Not quite blow it up. I have to see what their roster looks like in terms of age and everything too. I mean, this is great. Very standard, textbook stuff here. Soros definitely could have had that too. That's just
What was their expectation going into the season?
I mean, I think what they are, right, Tony? I mean, a
Mid.
fringe playoff team. Maybe
Yeah.
they're a little behind in that
Yeah.
regard now,
a
but
fringe playoff team is
Yeah.
really what it is, dude. Let's look at their stats here. Point leaders, obviously, know about Forsberg, Roman Josi, Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, he's got to be old by now. Jeez. But right there, third in the team with 42 points this season. Oh, he's only 32. It's not that bad. Gustav Nyquist. I don't know a lot of these guys, dude. Ryan McDonough, dude.
come on.
Stop it. That's not wow. I mean, good for that. That's your natural defense. I thought he retired,
McDonough?
honestly. Yeah.
I
I mean,
actually,
obviously not.
Yeah, actually, didn't you?
Spencer Stastny.
Yeah, I feel like you did tell me that.
Yeah, he did. I thought he announced retirement. I guess maybe he's back in. Am I losing it right now?
Or maybe we were just thinking that the Lightning traded him before last season.
Yeah, maybe. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because no, and there's nothing like an article that came up that
No,
he
like
said,
he's back out, whatever. No.
huh? What do you think? Bring the captain home?
That'd be kind of sick, dude.
Do you think he? Oh, but his contract I think is a little hefty because I think that's why Tampa traded him in the first place.
I mean, it would make sense. Check out his.
But it doesn't matter though because they could do that thing where they don't have to pay for all of it, right?
Yeah.
Like what the Rangers did with Kane. last year.
Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't see more. Let's look at some transactions. Does it not even show you?
You're on Hockey Reference.
Yeah.
No, you guys just search contract. I don't know why.
Hockey Reference doesn't.
Yeah.
Not even transactions though.
No, it's weird. It's weird too. Like it's just not consistent that page in terms of salaries. Most of the time, baseball always has them, and then all the other sports are finicky.
So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Another 3 years before he hits the free agency. This year he's owed $8.4 million.
He's 34.
Jesus, yeah.
So that's why.
So yeah, and I don't even think. I mean, the Rangers couldn't even take this cap hit. So
But-
almost $7 million.
But wasn't it like Kane's salary was probably even more last year? But the Blackhawks retained,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So technically in this situation, but
If
who are we going to really give them that is going to be attractive for them to want to? Is there anybody younger that maybe we don't really like that much that we could give them?
that we don't like,
Yeah.
that I would give up for McDonough.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like a Brodzinski and like another young defenseman or something
Cooley?
like that. I would not give up Will Cooley. No.
Yeah. You think
No, I like Will Cooley. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Kako not worth it.
Come on, he's young though. Yeah, Kako's not worth it.
But don't you think he would like? Because I feel like you've always talked true defenseman.
Yeah.
It seems like he's what they need, or you think he's not as good as he used to be?
I mean, dude, I'm sure he's lost a little bit of his edge. +5 on the ice. I mean, I guess he does play well, I guess. Let's look at his stats. I don't think ESPN gives hits and stuff though. Yeah, they don't. I don't know, man. That's a tough call because you're really giving up someone like that shows like, hey, you're all in on this season, like we're gonna win the cup sort of deal.
Which
I mean, if you bring in McDonough and then another center,
I think you guys just go for it. Because I mean, come on, how long are we gonna wait? Oh, Kako, he could be this, he could be that.
so you want to give him Kako for McDonough?
Yeah, and they'll retain 80%.
No, retain 80%.
Or
Right,
whatever,
right.
match the Kako salary. You know,
Let's see who else they have. Maybe another center. We can double dip here. Yeah, it's so tough, dude. Tommy Novak. Let's see what this guy is. 20 points. 26-year-old Tommy Novak.
I wonder what Josh B thinks about this. You know,
I mean, I
Because
think
he's been
it should
following
be
the Rangers
interested.
well.
I mean, if I was, and I'm obviously not, but if I was Chris Drury, I would definitely start to think about a trade package for the Predators right now.
for McDonough.
For
Getting
McDonough
excited.
and another center, yeah.
And then maybe a colony in Penn Station
That would be sick.
or MSG.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was actually in MSG.
I think they try. I don't think they want to do that.
They should though.
They-
But
they-
the quality, of course, like that.
Yeah.
So annoying how like that's.
Well, I mean, like, I mean, Chris Drury being a part owner of Colony, is there like a conflict of interest there? Can you are you even allowed to do that?
I mean, come on, everybody's dipping their toes and everything at this point, right? I mean, whether they want to admit it or not, no.
Yes,
yeah.
That's very true.
So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But I think that's interesting, though. Honestly,
I like the McDonough. I like that idea.
yeah,
Veteran defenseman. I
Getting
have to.
there.
I have to see some tape on him though, because if he's
Yeah.
like kind of blowing it,
yeah.
it doesn't really seem like though. He's plus
Study the
5 on the
tape.
ice, dude. Yes,
Or we'll do it like during gaming corner tonight.
During gaming
we'll
corner.
McDonough tape.
Yeah,
I
like that idea.
So wow, Josh B. I mean, we need something.
love that.
Kako
Kako.
not living up to the pick, so go for it.
And I mean, the guy is injured. I'd be interested to see if the Predators would be interested.
No, he just came back.
I thought he's still like kind of like, eh.
I mean, he just scored last
Oh
game.
yeah, true. He did score
Yeah.
last game.
So I mean, while he's healthy now, especially
Yeah, I
with
guess
Donovan out
maybe
for the
now.
year.
So if he's, yeah.
So Drury, Trotz,
I'm shot.
maybe dinner at Colony. No,
Sure, dude. Dinner at Colony.
Barry
Barry Trotz in Fairfield.
It's definitely clear though that the Rangers have to do something. So hopefully they do that soon. Tony, do you have a 2-game frenzy in you?
Yeah, you want to do a 2-game frenzy?
Just because I missed the music, to be honest.
Of course, brother. Cue up the music if you would.
You know what I was
Go,
getting
Mac.
riled about too? We know we're gonna start doing it with the baseball tonight music.
Absolutely,
Were
the
you thinking of
baseball
that?
frenzy. Yes, dude. But that'll have to hold off here because it was still the National Hockey League time here as we are going into this Tuesday, January 30th, excuse me. And we're starting late night. I can't believe it. 8 p.m. is the first game. St. Louis, the light slate, by the way, tonight, guys. Only 2 games. Columbus, though, is going into beautiful St. Louis, the spirit of St. Louis. And it looks like Columbus is plus 140 on the road. We know about Johnny Gaudreau, the lack thereof, only 31 points this season. While Robert Thomas has 35 points, 52 points on the season. St. Louis, minus 165, over under at 6.5. Interesting here. What do you think about that, Brian?
You know, I love the Blues in the over, especially because Columbus, I think I picked them in their last game. They won. They got like all of the win they're not expected to do. And now's the time where they lose 5 out of 6 and whatnot because they're just clearly a shit team this year. So, and I like the way the Blues have been playing recently. Me and Corey were out. I think we got them plus 145 on the money line the other day.
Nice.
I forgot who they were playing.
Was it against LA?
Oh,
Or
I
Seattle.
think it was LA. I think it
Overtime
was LA.
winner.
Yeah. That was awesome. So give me the Blues in the over. We're gonna say 5-3.
I like it there, Brian. I'm gonna go Blues, and I'm gonna say the under. I just think law of averages here is gonna hit the under. I don't think the Blue Jackets will score. I think St. Louis will, for the first time in 3 games, have a regulation win. I say the Blues win it 3-1, dude. Next game up, we're moving forward to 10:30, the last and final game of the night already. Wow, San Jose Sharks, dude. They're hosting the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken here at minus 225. So heavy favorites on the road here. I know. Look at Brian. Look at Brian's face. Look at him, dude. We know about his love for the Sharks, and the over/under standby is set at 5.5 here.
I mean, listen. Seattle has been struggling. They did win their last game out, but of course that was against Columbus. You look at the Sharks; they're coming off a 3-game winning streak before ultimately falling to the Sabres 5-2. So this is a spot. I love these spots where you have a bad team playing a mediocre team, and it's like Seattle 225 on the road. I don't think so. So listen, it's risky. But you put a couple shekels up there, a plus 190. I think that bodes pretty well. And I'm going to say the under as well, but let's say San Jose 3-1 over Seattle.
Very well then. I'm going to go with the Kraken, obviously. I will also take the under, though. I think Joey Decord, the Boston bitch over there, is a good goaltender. 2.36 goals against, 9.26% good for him. 2 shutouts on the season, too, as well. I can see him shutting down the Sharks. Kraken win this one 2-0.
Okay, so Kraken the under. It's funny. I feel like you said that. Okay, so you're going under, yeah. I feel like you said though that it seemed like you liked the court, and then you're like, oh, actually beat you the other day. You're like, fuck him, and then ever since then, it's just been like you're tight.
Oh yeah, it was. I think because I took the Kraken one game with him, and he did lose. He didn't lose. The team lost. He's a good goaltender, and obviously, I think whatever happened the other night, for whatever reason, I was just bashing Boston. So that was that, and he's part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I already honestly can't wait for them to come back from the All-Star break though.
Mhm.
Like just thinking about it, like NHL is so sick. Like especially when there's like the 10-game, 11-game, 12-game slates.
Yeah, we were talking about it because of the All-Star break. It is tough, dude, not having any games Thursday, Friday, and then obviously this weekend will be the All-Star break. And then I guess
telling you that.
they're back on Monday.
Hey, but at least tomorrow we get
Yeah.
to have a 45-minute preview on the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty solid, dude. And I'll do some research too for the All-Star break, I guess. See
No, and also I feel like
who's
you do
doing
for
what.
this. Me and Corey are going to Mohegan for the on Saturday.
Whoa.
So that's when the All-Star game is. So
That is
watching
gonna be sick, dude.
Like I've never like sat down and like watched a full All-Star game, but I think I'm gonna
It's
do
cool.
that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Hockey All-Star weekend is,
Yeah.
is cool to watch.
What is the NHL All-Star game? Is it like the NBA where it's just like goals on goals on goals on goals, or is it actually like
Yeah.
competitive, like-
Basically, it's 3-on-3 hockey. And they have them set up. I think they're doing East and West this year,
I
right?
don't
Just
know.
East and West this year, because I think one year they did like divisions, like Metropolitan,
Yeah.
Pacific, whatever. But they've been changing it around because in the past 3 years they made it 3-on-3. What you didn't always used to be 3-on-3, to be
No.
an actual
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Which is fun. You know, it makes it cool. But like you said, it's just gonna be goals on goals on goals. There are some pretty crazy saves though because of that. I like the skills day the most
Yeah, yeah.
because you get like the hardest shot.
I think they do it all in one day, don't they? Or no?
No,
So it's
it's the
Friday
weekend.
night?
Yeah, it's Friday night and
Okay.
Saturday. And they do like the fastest lap around, and they do like a skills competition, and they had like other cool games too. Because I think last year was in Vegas,
Mhm.
so they did this one where they like set up cards, and you try to shoot it at a card, and you would reveal what card it is, and you try to get 21.
I
whatever.
do remember that. Yeah. That is
It was pretty cool.
So yeah,
They had a golf
yes,
thing too,
I do
right?
remember that. Yeah, I do remember that from
Because all the
last year.
hockey players golf.
No, and I
guess.
think
They
we
had a
did
longest
the
drive
picks
competition. Yeah,
last
we did
year
a
for
pick 'em.
the All-Star
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
it was a fun time.
Yeah. So we'll have to do that. A little bit of a switch up here, though. We are going to go to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls go. LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. So a few things to talk about here. The one thing that I saw just before the show, Rajon Rondo arrested over the weekend, possession of a firearm, drug paraphernalia, and marijuana, all misdemeanor charges
That's
in
good.
Indianapolis. And I guess he violated an emergency protective order filed by a woman dismissed after the parties reached an agreement.
Like a restraining order.
Yeah, I guess he was not allowed to possess a firearm because he has a no contact order against him. That's what it says. So I don't know. There's going to be some trouble there.
Sounds like it.
But it's a shame. It's a shame to see that. And also, he's somebody the way the back half of his career went. Kind of tough because I feel like a lot of it had to do with attitude. But just as a pure point guard, it seemed like he still should be able to play right now.
I
don't
think
know.
you would, but I just think it's just the attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a pretty important part when he was on the Lakers when they won the bubble championship.
Yeah.
And even before that, when he was on I think it was the Pelicans, and when he was moving on after Boston, it was almost like kind of like how Chris Paul is, where like they're so good at like doing the job of distributing as a true point guard that you can really move them around. And yeah, like Chris Paul with his age is getting up there, and you kind of look at him like, oh, do we really need him on a team? But when it comes to like you need someone to distribute the ball, they're really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And we did have to mention too, over the weekend, we missed it yesterday. Michael C. Theophil reminding us last night. Luka with 73 over the weekend. We just saw Talents have 70.
It was insane.
I mean, I do think Luka is insane, but what do you think the whole scoring thing at this point, like short of someone maybe, I guess, like breaking Wilt's record, that it's not going to like knock your socks off like at this point? I just feel like it's completely different now than 10 years ago even.
Well, yes, because I know a lot of people have been scoring a lot more. And first, I think the last week and a half have been really weird. There's been like 4 60 games,
Yeah.
2 70-point games. Like, it's
Right.
been very weird. But I want to say about the Wilt game, I haven't seen evidence on it. I haven't seen videos of it. So, like, to my knowledge, like, I've seen Kobe. There's videos of Kobe
I
scoring
gotcha.
81 points. There's no videos
You don't
scoring Wilt
believe
scoring
that?
100. And there's other videos from like football back in
Right.
the 40s.
Right.
So, like, how is there no video of Wilt
There
scoring?
really is. I've never looked it up.
Even at like 90 points, you wouldn't want to like do something.
Right.
Like, just we're gonna base it off a photo.
Huh.
I mean, like, I'm not saying he's lying, and I'm not saying whoever gave him the piece of paper with 100 on is lying, but there's no evidence. So to me, like, the Kobe record is really the one that, like, I feel like is even more important, because I think the 100 one's almost like not even a myth, but like,
I mean, it sounds like you're saying he's lying.
yeah, kind of like a myth.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like a myth, kind of just like
Right.
I don't know, like a myth. I don't know. I thought Luka was gonna break it, because there was like he had like 65 points and there was like 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and I was like, oh, dude, he's gonna do it. And
Yeah.
then I hate the Hawks. They double teamed him for the next 11 minutes. Because it was a close game, and the coach has pride. He's like, all right, we're not going to let him beat us. So they try to make the other guy score. Then Tim Hardaway started hitting threes because he's wide open, and everyone else started scoring. So he ended with 73, but he was trying. I mean, I thought he was going to do it, but
Yeah.
he was trying, but he didn't
Yeah.
get it.
No, I mean, Luka's impressive. I've always been impressed with him. It's just been a matter of,
He had another 45 points, I think, last night.
Yeah, and then I think
insane.
the game before that he had 40 something
Yeah.
as well.
He's one of my favorite players.
I mean, here's the box score from the game. Will Chamberlain right there, 100 points.
Yeah, but box score is not.
I mean, yeah, I could
video.
write the box score.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but why do you like? What year was that? Sorry, 1962. Yeah, I guess there should be footage of it, right?
Right.
62.
And like that year, like around that time, he was averaging like 50 points a game. I feel like there should be more evidence here.
Yeah, that is interesting though. I never honestly thought about that. So I don't know. Maybe
is this
maybe
it?
if we dig hard enough, we can get
I'm not sure.
the video on that. If there is such a thing, but maybe there isn't.
Friday, March 2nd, 1962.
Yeah, see?
This is Will talking. The radio broadcast. Interesting. So I guess it was broadcasted on the radio that day.
I need to see video.
You need video.
I need video.
I mean, he's in the papers and everything.
Listen, I get it, and I'm not like it's no shot at Will, but like they just, in my opinion, if someone were to break 81, I feel like it'd be a bigger deal.
It's an interesting thought.
Right, dude.
I mean, 100 is still 100, and I think it would be crazy if someone scored 100. But when it comes to like breaking the record, I feel like Kobe's. I don't know. I think Kobe's in the NBA. Another thing too is the defense too back then compared to now. Like Wilt's probably looked at as like Wembanyama like ×2 back then.
Mhm.
Like everyone else in the league was probably like 6 foot maybe. I don't know for
Yeah.
sure, but they were definitely not as tall as they were now, not as athletic. Like I feel like it's a lot harder to score 100 now than it used to be.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that.
Mhm.
Mavericks right now are 26-21. Obviously, postseason wise, he hasn't really had any success since he came over there. They re-signed Kyrie, which I was surprised at the offseason.
I was surprised, but once like before Kyrie got hurt, like for the last 2, I don't know how long he's been hurt, but for a
he
couple
was
weeks,
balling.
they were playing well. They were both playing phenomenal.
I was just surprised because I feel like win-loss record last season when they got him, they were awful.
Yeah, no, they weren't
and I
good.
think they didn't make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
But what do you think? Like, to me, I mean, you can't have like behind Luka just Kyrie and Tim Hardaway. Like they need somebody else if they have any shot at competing at a
So
title.
they went all in on offense, and so far it's been working. I don't know if it's going to work in the playoffs, but so far before Kyrie got hurt, I thought it was okay because they were playing well. Then Kyrie got hurt, and they weren't playing as well. And I think their draft, Derek Lively, their center, has
He's
been
gonna
a
be
stud.
pretty good.
Been
Yeah,
a stud, been a gem from the draft,
He's been a
and
stud.
I don't know how they're going to fix the defense. I mean, I think that's why they brought in Grant Williams because he's supposed to be a 3-and-D player. But I think to my knowledge, they're banking on, when it comes end of the day, our offense is just going to be so much better than the other teams that the defense isn't going to be needed.
but I just feel like when you think about the teams that have won championships recently, who's been able to do that? Like, you have to have
That's what I'm
some
saying.
level
I
of
agree, but
defense.
that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, I don't know if there's been. I mean, I guess there's been 2 dominant players on the same team, obviously, but I don't know if there's been 2
like point guards,
great
basically.
like guards on offense, like
Yeah.
like these two.
Yeah.
Like any close game, I don't see the Mavs. Like if there's 5 minutes left in the game and it's a 1 or 2 possession game, I don't see the Mavs losing. Like I can't see Kyrie and Luka go cold for 5 minutes and not win that game.
Yeah.
Like one of them's gonna keep playing well, and Luka's like my second favorite player in the league. Like he's unstoppable, and I don't see how any close game like that they're not gonna. I can't see them losing. But I can see in the first 3 quarters if the shots aren't falling and it's just not a good night. In the days where like you need defense, it's not going to be there. And I feel like when it comes to the playoffs, it's either going to be they're going to win by a little bit or they're going to get blown out in losses. Every time they lose, they're going to get blown out.
What do you think, Tony? Any shot for Luka and Kyrie?
I think so.
Hoisting the Larry O'Brien.
I don't know if you remember, but when we made our picks for who's going to the championship, I picked Dallas.
I didn't even know we did that.
We did do that. It was me,
Who
you,
did I
and
pick?
Michael. Probably the
Lakers?
Lakers coming out of the West, right?
Or
I
maybe
think the
did
Mavs
Bucks.
can do it,
I think I
but
might have picked the
Maybe the
Bucks.
Bucks, and then Sixers.
Sixers. I think I
Maybe?
said Embiid getting over the hump.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I think I may have said Heat Dallas.
Okay.
I know that he's not
They've
looking
played
too
in the
good,
finals a couple
dude.
times, but the Heat always do
Yeah,
this, and then
this
they've
is
had
out,
ridiculous
dude.
runs.
I don't want to
I
hear
know,
it. I
dude.
don't want to hear it. It's not working this year.
But also, I mean, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but who's to say the Knicks might not make a run?
Yeah.
The Knicks are kind of scary.
They won last night, 113-92, another 32 for Jalen Brunson.
Mhm.
And then they've moved DiVincenzo into the starting lineup. He had 28 points last
30
night.
bomb.
And, you think about it, the big thing coming into this season was the fact that they teamed the old Villanova guys together, DiVincenzo, Hart, and Brunson. They're doing the job. Aganobi was hurt, so he didn't play in this one, but he's been playing very well since he came over. And especially too, if they're maybe able to make one more trade, like this could be a team that finally gets over that hump.
And Mitchell Robinson hasn't even been playing. Their star center is phenomenal in defense.
Hartenstein has stepped up.
Hartenstein's been playing well, but when Mitch Rob comes back, they're really going to be. I think if they were to play the Sixers in the playoffs, I think that would be a close series. People are gonna really think that that might be a blowout because of how good Embiid's playing, but people really undervalue Mitch Robinson. I'm not saying he's gonna stop Embiid, but if Al Horford on the Celtics can kind of handle Embiid and be able to beat him in a playoff series when they match up against each other, I think Mitch Rob is even better and he's younger. So I think the Knicks could beat him in a playoff series or something like that.
That's crazy. Where's Michael?
We're talking about this.
I know.
Yeah. Also, I haven't really got to talk to him about it, but is he still kind of tight because of the RJ trade or no?
I think he is still tight about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's tough because the Knicks are doing well.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be because RJ, I feel like he was supposed to be the guy. I feel like was supposed to be where
he
Brunson
was given
is.
his chance. I mean, he played there a while.
And he just wasn't where Brunson's at. And I feel like that's what they wanted. And now that he's not there, to trade him for OG was definitely the right move.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't think so, but with the way Thibodeau is and the way he is, he loves playing a lot of minutes. He doesn't care. It was a perfect fit.
And it's funny, obviously nobody's perfect, but I think there was a lot of thought. And I know me and Mike were talking about it, last year or even a little before that about Thibodeau, because he just seems like he wears on people. But I've just always thought overall, great coach, especially this day and age.
Yep.
Defense is at a premium. I think he's the perfect coach, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think defensively he's great. I'm worried about if he's gonna towards the end of the year, if he's gonna want to try and push for a real high seed and just run the minutes up,
and then wear everybody down.
And then hopefully they're still able to play well in the playoffs. But I don't know. We'll have to see how he plays them towards the end of the season. When it comes down to March.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
couple comments here, Brian.
I was actually going to jump you.
Okay, great, dude. We got David Burns here watching from Cedar Hill, Texas, by the way.
There we go. I feel like we've heard from David, no? The Cowboys fan?
David Burns.
No. Remember there was some Cowboys fan a while ago, and I thought his name was David. Could be him.
I could be. I don't recall, to be honest.
Yes,
but
this is the same guy. I remember.
Definitely the same guy. He says, can't believe Luka 73 points in one night. And he goes, that Mavericks team is going to be in the playoffs. Might be possible the Mavericks will get a championship this year, he says. And then question, what do you think, fellas, when the Bucks got Doc Rivers as the head coach? Go to you, Brian, first.
When we talked about it here, I think we're all in agreement that seems like it's something that is not going to be long term. Just because, how many different teams have we seen him be the coach? And yes, the players play the game. So that would be the only scenario where, Dame and Giannis play out of their minds and he kind of walks into a championship. But I think we all agree here that he's not going to be a difference maker moving forward as the head coach of the Bucks.
Unless they unless they go deep in the finals, first of all, for them to even debate about keeping him, they got to make the finals.
Yeah.
So if the front office even wants to think about keeping him next year, they got to make the finals. If they don't make the finals, they're going to find a new coach because it's another Doc Rivers story that he hasn't been able to change since 2008.
Right.
Or technically 2010, I guess. So they got to either win the finals or make it to the finals and go at least 6 games.
Yeah,
like make it competitive. Like if you go to the finals and it's like a Heat and it's like a Heat Nuggets series, like you're still not staying there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you go to the finals and you still fold. So it's
Yeah.
got to be a deep run.
Yeah. No, you're right. Definitely right.
JB also says defensively, excuse me, Mitch is better overall. Isaiah greater than Mitch. And then Marco says Tony. What's up, Marco?
I thought it was like he was making a point, like Tony type of thing.
No, I think he was just. I think he's maybe saying hi. Why do you think he's making a point? What could that point be, dude?
I was waiting for him.
What, you're upset? No one in the comments is bashing Tony today.
Actually, the first 2 days of this week. I mean, I'm very light on you, Tony.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Domac was giving me shit for liking a cherry dipped cone.
Because it's a 12-year-old.
Cherry dipped cone. Dude.
No, I actually do like a cherry dip cone. So for once,
Let's
I
fucking
will,
go,
I
baby.
will
Yes,
defend
yes,
Tony.
dude.
Yes, I
So
do.
if you go
Yes,
to
I
get
do.
ice cream, that's like an option you think of?
I never get it, but because I would usually just get a Blizzard. And also, didn't Dairy Queen do away with it?
They did do away with it, but like Sunny Days still has
Okay,
it.
yeah.
It's a 12-year-old's like item.
No, but
It's not, dude. It's not. Ice cream is a 12-year-old item.
I said this earlier. I'd never seen a grown man hold a cone, a soft serve cone, and it's cherry dipped. I've never seen that in my life.
Like I
Not
said,
at the
I
beach,
never
nowhere.
get it, and I have actually got it from Sunny Days before.
Yeah,
and like the
so
large one
good.
is huge.
Huge, dude.
And the
Oh my
vanilla
god.
is so good. It is good. I have to admit.
I was saying before, I was sitting here. I just for some reason I got like a hankering for like a mix-in Florida from Main Street Creamery. on Main
Oh,
Street.
I used to get that back in the
Oh
day.
my
Actually.
god, dude, those are so good. Like a house of ice cream right now.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Just one of those things. One of those.
Marco
days,
actually he did follow up. He said Super Bowl gonna be good. You guys watching it?
yeah, definitely. Do we're watching it? You watching it, Marco? No, honestly, I have heard people like, especially on Twitter, like, dude, I'm not even gonna watch it. It's so funny when people say that. Oh, the matchup is so dumb. I'm not gonna watch it. Like, you're a fucking idiot. You're gonna be watching. You're gonna be sitting down on Super Bowl Sunday. You're gonna be watching the fucking game. Like, don't try to make some statement. And be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch the game. You're gonna watch the game, dude.
Yeah, like I have to say, like, is it despisement
yes,
or
by the way,
whatever?
Marco.
How
What's
I
up?
despise the Patriots. Like you think for a second any of their Super Bowls that I was considering not watching
Yeah,
it?
it's
Of course
ridiculous,
I'm watching
dude.
it. Of course I'm riled for the
Yeah.
upset Nick Foles. Like
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
great. You know,
That
the
was
Giants.
phenomenal.
Stuff like that. So yeah, like you're always excited for the Super Bowl. And we've talked about this many times. It's just football just plays. It doesn't matter who the teams are. It's just a national thing. Like once your team's eliminated, it's just everybody falls into that, and you want to see what's going to happen. That's just how it is.
Marco, by the way, says it's also gonna be a Nickelodeon. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Mm.
but Marco had to ruin it by saying that.
Oh, come on.
Come on. We don't. There's no reason for that. At the end of the
I
day,
don't
when
get
you're
it.
old enough, you don't need like when you're younger. Oh, I need to watch that Nickelodeon. Like when you're old enough to watch it on a regular broadcast, go ahead. We don't need to put training wheels on before. I mean, it really is insane.
At that point, I don't see like what the kids that are that age that watch Nickelodeon, like what putting that on there, how does that make them learn more than just watching the game normally?
I honestly, and I don't like understand. Like, I feel like to do it for the Super Bowl is a horrific idea because it's like kids are gonna be watching it with their parents. Probably like there's not gonna be a kid watching it alone in his bedroom and I'm turning the Nickelodeon. Like, there's no way a family is gonna be at a Super Bowl party and they have the Nickelodeon cast on.
Crazy.
Like,
If I
no
walked
way,
in and there was a
dude.
Nickelodeon cast, I'm leaving.
Dude, I'd be like,
Turning
get the
around.
fuck out of here.
Or
But it's like,
I'm calling
like
for the remote.
it makes sense for like some week 6 game or whatever that no one cares about, but like for the Super Bowl, like they're ridiculous, dude.
Crazy.
And honestly, it's crazy. Ridiculous.
Can you
Brian.
bet on that? Because I know they give an MVP, Nickelodeon Valuable Player.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Probably. I mean,
Probably
these
could.
days you could.
Baker
bet
Mayfield
anything.
won that.
Yeah, and the first year, I forgot who,
Hey.
but was it? I don't know who, but someone else won it.
Yeah,
I forget. Maybe it was like Derrick Henry or something.
No, it was a quarterback.
Another quarterback. Nickelodeon valuable player.
SpongeBob
awards.
invading Super Bowl.
Mitch Trubisky, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think,
actually,
'cause I think
yes,
the Bears
yes,
were playing,
yes,
and he played terrible too.
Yeah.
That was like the whole thing. Was I supposedly he didn't play that well,
Yeah,
and then he won it.
yeah, I do remember that.
Fullest of winners, dude. That was Mitch. Oh, wow, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, they do it every week now. I didn't know that.
This is during the 2021 season.
Oh, okay.
Is this the last time they've done it? That's just every week. This sounds kind of beat, dude. I thought this was
Yeah,
like
wait, it sounds beat.
I thought it was like
Who
just
would've
during
thought?
the Nickelodeon cast. Like they just pick one
Yeah.
every week, like Kyler Murray for week one. What?
It's insanity at its finest.
Yeah, I thought it
Tony.
was just-
Come on,
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker, dude. So listen, I'm just excited for the regular Super Bowl broadcast.
No, yeah, me too.
One thing actually I've heard people talking about last couple of days, everybody's getting, I guess, a little worked up about Romo, like talking too much. Like to me, I don't even like think about it because I'm just focused on like the game. Does that bother you guys?
Honestly, it's funny you mentioned that because who the hell is the guy he's with? I don't know why I'm blanking on that.
Nance?
Jim Nance. Yeah. Jim Nance, who is great, by the way.
Yeah.
Love Nance. And I think he waxes poetic at the right time. But there was a few times where like Nance was like setting up this scenario and Romo just like starts talking over him and says what Nance was clearly just gonna say.
Yeah.
So I noticed that a lot this past week, dude.
My family back at home hates Tony Romo.
Really?
Wow.
Every single time Romo it comes on and Romo's on the TV, they complain about it in the group text all the time. My dad says sometimes that he'd rather just put it on mute and just stare at the TV
Really?
than listen to Tony
I
Romo.
swear, I don't know what. I just don't pay.
I like it.
attention.
If he predicts the plays and stuff, I think that's sick.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
I think he's great.
like, I
Other
feel
than
like
just this past week.
I feel like I'm hearing it, but
Yeah.
I'm just not. I would never think it's like I don't know, because I'm just more focused on the action.
Yeah.
It's like kind of
Hate 'em.
background noise, and it just sounds right. You know, the two
Yeah.
of them been working together a little bit.
See, I
now.
feel like Nance was getting kind of tight though, because again, like this happened like a couple times, and then after like Romo's done talking, there's just like a couple seconds of silence.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was just fucking talking right now. Like, why'd you talk
Wow.
over? You know, like
I mean, I think they'll figure it out,
I
but
think
that would
so.
be crazy if they did like a switch up.
no, I like Tony Romo a lot.
Yeah,
Like you said too, he knows
he
the
does.
game. Like
if he could just chill. For a
yeah, he
second.
knows the game like no other. And
Dog's
he
been
does-
talking about it since he came in, and he's just
Really?
like, you have to let the game breathe.
Yeah,
All these
he
announcers,
does.
they
yeah.
need to talk every second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dog is so old school, dude.
They just
It's
wanna
so
watch it.
Funny.
Yeah.
Same with my family too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
hate Tony Romo. My dad would rather put it on mute and
That's
just
crazy.
stare at the TV and listen with no sound than listen to Tony Romo.
That's ridiculous.
And a lot of people
Better than
too,
fucking Greg Olson.
I was just about to say people were kind of ripping him apart too. Olsen.
He's leaving
a
anyway.
loser, dude.
But
Yeah.
is Brady definitely going to do it? Because I heard last year he was thinking about backing out.
I heard that too, but then I thought this season there was like a whole thing where
I
like
thought he signed a
Greg
contract.
Olson,
What?
he did, but Greg Olson, I guess, felt some type of way because they're literally just going to replace him. They're like, yeah, Greg, there's no reason why we're letting you go, but like we signed Tom Brady and like we're putting him in there. So
Yeah,
But you're
and
going to
somewhere
just
else.
demote him, right?
Yeah,
Olsen,
yeah.
And then also Olsen could probably get another job somewhere else.
For
Yeah.
Romo?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
A lot of people were thinking that, and I think so too. I think Brady should be where Gronk is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like seeing
Yeah.
Brady
Dude,
like comment the
Gronk
games. Like, I don't
sucks.
know.
I'm sorry, but he's bad.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, dude. He's so just not. First of all, like the whole like the halftime and even like the Amazon Prime's there's too many fucking people
Yeah.
on the panel here.
There's so many
Yeah.
different ones now.
Like
too.
you don't need this many people.
I
No,
know.
you're right. You're right.
Like you don't at all. And it's like I don't need to hear everyone's prediction and everyone is trying to clearly say something that someone else hasn't already said.
Mhm.
And again, Gronk is just not like he's just not. I don't know. He just doesn't. I don't think he has.
I don't think he cares, but like everyone loves him, so like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like him being there must definitely help the ratings. And he can probably do whatever he wants.
I mean, I hate to say that he's too dumb for it, but I think he's too dumb for the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, he's stumbling on his words.
Yeah, some of his words can't really
But I
articulate
think
very well.
it's
He's
just for
not-
them. They're like people like Gronk. They want to see Gronk.
Yeah,
We're
Charles
just gonna go
Barkley,
with it.
same.
Yeah.
You know, Charles Barkley and Shaq, same thing. They're idiots.
I don't know. I like them.
Them together are funny, but they're also like, dude, I can watch the fucking halftime show for 20 minutes and I don't learn anything about the game.
Right.
Yeah,
You're right.
sometimes they go
And
on
I'm just like,
tangents,
what
yeah.
are we doing right now? I'm just like nonsense.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know?
fair.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So,
You're
you know,
right.
we'll see. Well,
Yeah,
again,
we'll
you know,
see if they make any changes.
Yeah.
Whatever. After
dude.
the season. But that being said, Tony, what do we got coming up? Binge Buddies, noon teen.
Oh yeah, dude. Binge Buddies, I believe I put it at noon 30 though, just to give us a little breathing room.
Yeah.
It could be noon teen though.
Yeah.
Probably have a little lunch. I use the bathroom.
The pen.
Yes, dude. Use the pen, dude. And then I guess what do we got? We got True Detective today. Episode 3 came out this past weekend. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to not want to watch it. And then the holdovers we're going to talk about. Oscar nominated movie, Brian. Gotta get the checklist going for the Oscar noms.
3 words. watch The Sopranos.
Well, The Sopranos wasn't nominated for anything this year, dude. So
No, but I'm saying because you're getting tight about that show.
I know that show,
I'm
dude.
saying.
It's like you would hate it.
No, because I've been like literally like just as soon as I get home, like right on Sopranos. And it was so funny. I was telling Matt
Sick,
that,
dude.
and I just talked to him on the phone. 5 minutes later, he texted me, screenshot, walks in the door. His dad watching The Sopranos.
Really? That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
25th
But it's just
year, dude.
like, and Marco, he knows it. Sopranos the best.
Sopranos is the best.
So, and then a couple others here. Matthew, Mr. Romo, how are you? Romo solid. Hey, dog. And then Josh B, noon teen-ish. Yeah,
That's right.
So that's all good stuff.
Real quick, Matt Chap, not Matt Chap. We were talking about. I was thinking of Carpenter.
Oh, right. And he just
I
went
was
to
thinking
the
of
Cardinals.
I was thinking of Carpenter. I was like, let's bring Carpenter back for the clubhouse, but I'm all over the place today.
No, all good. All good.
Too.
But yeah, Tony, watch The Sopranos, honestly. Because you'll just be like, wow, this is actually good. I don't have anything to complain about for the first time in 3 years. I mean, it's
That's
I'm
true.
just saying, it's just pathetic
I gotta
the
get
stuff that is out there.
I think I restarted it like last year or two.
Mhm.
I got like the first season and I just like kind of stopped. I should pick it back up again.
Yeah. No,
I've
it's
been watching
nice.
Scrubs a lot. You ever watch Scrubs?
No.
I feel like you kind of would like it.
Isn't it kind of, I don't know, corny, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's kind of it's like How I Met Your Mother corny though.
Yeah, I used to watch that like a little bit, like I said, but those shows, it's too much. It's too much. I can't do it.
Friends, dude. That's
But
it.
even that, I couldn't even rewatch Friends. I don't think.
Oh,
Like I
really?
can occasionally watch the episode. I don't want to watch the whole thing.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
it's-
interesting.
But Sopranos is just
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So yeah, get on that, Tony. All right.
I feel like there's been so many memes too, like coming out because it's the 25th anniversary.
Yes, dude.
Oh my
yes.
god, so funny.
And then there was a video. I think I sent it to Matt, but it just shows some of the people still living,
Yeah.
like just how much different they look. Because obviously, 25 years, a long time.
Oh yeah.
So it was cool to see that for sure.
His nephew, what's his nephew's name?
Christopher.
Christopher.
Christopher
He
Maltasati.
was on White Lotus
Yes.
recently. Dude, he
He
looks
looked-
great.
You-
I think it looks great, dude.
Really?
I mean, in the show, he's supposed to be like a recovering sex addict guy.
No, I know.
But I
to
think,
me,
like-
it's like, holy shit, when he looks like Paulie. at
Oh
this
yeah, I
point,
guess
you know
so.
what
But I mean, he's still like skinny. He's got
not-
great
yeah,
hair.
no,
he's,
no, you're right.
he's
I think
not-
it's just a gray.
yeah, he's just grayed out.
Because he didn't have any on
None.
The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, no, he does a good job now. I'll give you that. And I'll actually watch the new season of that when it comes out.
Yeah, me
It was
too.
a little crazy at times last year, but it was all right. They had some good.
I'm surprised
acting
you
in
watched
there.
that, honestly.
Sam liked it, so I just gave it a shot. That's the
Did-
only way I
did you
watch
like
these
it?
other shows. No, like I said, I at times I did, but then other times, like at the ending where she dies because
Yeah.
she doesn't know how to jump off.
Yeah,
the
that was
boat.
a beat. Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I didn't
They're
like the
just-
ending
yeah,
either.
exactly. So, but hey,
Surprised though, little murder mystery, Ryan.
yeah, okay, dude. That being said, though, what a show today, and really appreciate everybody who tuned in, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page. Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume merch at downtime.tv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy Binge Buddies and the Gaming Corner, and we will see you.
Oh, you blew
Oh my
it.
God,
Oh.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.
He looked at me.
Do not blame me.